Hello, hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku Puzzle for Monday, the 2nd of August 2021. New week is ahead of us. Work to be done quite soon. Back to the working week. And today is beginner's day for the Guardian Sudoku puzzle, so this could be your first time playing Sudoku. I'm going to give you an explanation of how we play the game. Don't worry, it's not that difficult, I promise you. And some items in the news, or one item in the news, is I enjoy a good mystery. But here's a rather intriguing mystery. Apparently, in Indonesia, in a zoo, 2 Sumatran tigers have become sick with COVID-19. I didn't realize that tigers could catch it. I'm not sure which species can actually catch this thing, but they were tested and they tested positive in mid-July. And the mystery is that the zoo was already closed and none of the keepers have tested positive. So it's quite weird as to where it could have come from. Let's hope it's not a sign of something troubling, even more troubling than that. Apparently they are recovering though. Their names are Tino and Hari, in case you're interested. I'm not sure who gave them the names. I'm sure it wasn't their mum and pup. So anyway, we wish tigers a speedy recovery, and if you are watching this and are suffering from COVID, we wish you a speedy recovery too. Okay, so how do we play the game of Sudoku? Well, we have squares going across and we have squares going down and arranged into a large grid of 9 by 9. It's not a game of mathematics, it's purely a game of logic. So even though it involves numbers, there's no adding or subtracting to be done in this form of Sudoku. It's simply counting from 1 to 9. If you can do that, you can play the game. And even if you can't count, you can still play the game actually. So what do we do? Well, you can see we have numbers from 1 to 9, nothing higher than a 9, placed in this row. You can see we have a 5, 9, 4, 7, 3 already. So the missing numbers are 1, we don't yet have, 2, we don't yet have, 3, 4, 5 we have, 6 and 8 we don't have, 9 we have. So I have to fit in this row across here. Now we also have numbers down in this column, and we have to fit numbers into this column, each column as well. And then you can see the black dividing line around these blocks or boxes or segments or whatever they're called. And we do the same thing because there are 9 squares, 1, 2, 3 by 1, 2, 3, so there's a block of 9 here. So we do the same thing here. So we just use the fact that the numbers can only fit once into their row, column or block to find the numbers. So this 8 blocks across this top row and this 8 blocks this square. So there is only 1 square left, and we must place the 8 there because there's no other place where an 8 could go and obey the rules of Sudoku. Similarly, when we block down here, this 8 rather, bring it down, we know it can't reappear in this column, right? So no 8 is allowed here or here, and this 8 is not allowed down here either. So these 4 squares are blocked. So how many squares are left? Just this one, of course. So the 8's got to fit there. And we just go around the board looking for examples like that. We see that there's 5 blocks across this row. We call these rows, right? 5 blocks across this row, 5 blocks across this row, and 5 blocks this square. So blocked, blocked, and blocked. So you'll see, I hope, that the 5 has to go there. There's 2 blocks across this row, so this square is not allowed to be 2. There's 2 blocks across this row, so these 2 squares are not allowed to be 2. 1 place left where we can place the 2. It has to go there. Now, it's not just like that. We can find numbers in other ways as well. So, we use different ideas of logic to find numbers. So look, let's look at this row here and see what numbers are missing, because we have a lot of numbers already. In fact, there's only 3 empty squares, right? So let's count through and see what's missing. First up, do we have a 1 in this row? Do you see a 1? No. Okay, so 1 is one of the missing numbers. Keep that in your head. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do we have a 7 in this row? Answer, no we don't. So 1 and 7 are missing. 8 we have. Do we have a 9? No, we don't have a 9. So our missing numbers, we have concluded, are 1, 7 and 9, and there are only 3 empty squares, so the missing numbers that go into these 3 squares are 1, 7 and 9. Now, if you notice up here, this 7 means that this square here can't be a 7, and this 9 here looks at the same square, right? It's pointing at this square here. It's in the same column, I should say. Both the 7 and the 9 are in this column. And so if this is not 7 and not 9, and we only have 1, 7 or 9 missing, I think you can see that that's got to be a 1, right? Four blocking across here, 4 blocking across here, 4 blocking down here. That gives us a 4 in that square there. Then 9 blocking down here and 9 blocking across here means we can put a 9 in this square. Oops, that's a funny looking 9. I always manage, when putting the cap back on this pen, I always manage to get blue ink on my hands. I have no idea why. I always miss the top. Okay, what else do we need to do? Okay, so again, in this block, which numbers are missing? Do we have a 1? No. 2, we have. Do we have a 3? No, we don't have a 3. 4, 5, 6. Do we have a 7? No. 8, 9 we have. I know that's a weird looking number. I'm going to try to make that a bit better. Okay. Right, okay, so the missing numbers in this block are 1, 3, and 7. 1, 3, and 7. Now, if you look very closely along here, I think you'll see a very similar principle to the thing that allowed me to place the number there, right? We don't have a 1, we don't have a 3, and we don't have a 7, but clearly the 1 and a 3 are here in this same row, so that we know has to be a 7. Okay, now all we need to do now to finish this row is to count through and see which number is missing, and when we do, we'll find it's a 9, because if you remember early on we had 1, 7 and 9 missing, and we've got the 1 and 7 now, and we'll find out that that's a 9. If you don't believe me, you can count it through by yourself. Okay, so when we're playing the game, usually it kind of goes that we, find some numbers, then we have to pause for a little while we search for new numbers, and then we find one, and then we can go ahead. So 5 blocks across here like this, 5 blocks across here like this. So these squares are out, these squares are out. There's a 5 blocking up this column. So again, just one place where a 5 can be placed. So we can put it there. Okay, there's 2 blocks up this column, this 2 blocks up this column, so that's the place where a 2 can go. By the way, you have to play this game yourself. It's all very well watching these videos. I'm very happy and glad that you're watching these videos and get an explanation, but you really need to jump in yourself, and there's a link in the description every day to whichever puzzle I'm playing, so you can always find the link and go. You must go and try it yourself. Okay, 7 blocking across here, 7 blocking across here, that gives me a 7 in this square here. When you play this, your eyes tend to go along the rows and columns looking for possibilities, and this is a skill that you can develop over time with practice. Your eyes tend to lead along, and when you do this, you're going to find lots of what are possible numbers in 2 places. We call these pairs. I mean 2 numbers in 2 possible locations, and these will turn out to be very useful when you play the harder levels of Sudoku that need more interesting logic. And when I say interesting, I mean difficult. Actually, more difficulter. I know it's more difficult logic, right? So okay, this 9 blocks up here, this 9 blocks across here, giving us a 9 in that square there. And when we bring that 9 all the way down this column here, and that 9 down here, and this 9 across there, we know that 9's got to go there. Nine blocking across here, 9 blocking across here, 9 blocking up here, 9 blocking up here. Lots of intersecting 9s give us a 9 in that square there. You know, we look through and see what the missing numbers are, and we see it's 1, 3, and 6. We see that there's 6 blocks here, so we'll have to come down here. But the 1 and the 3 we can't tell anything about just yet, and so we can't place the numbers yet. We just have to look elsewhere, and that's part of the game, is deciding to look in other places. Okay, I've seen something. So in this column here, what do we have? We have 1, 2, 3. We don't have 4, 5. We don't have 6, 7, 9. We don't have 8. So the missing numbers are 4. Oh, I've forgotten myself now. 4, 6, and 8, right? 4, 6, and 8. But if you look up here, we have an 8 blocking this square here. And if you look down here, we have an 8 blocking this square down here. So no 8 here, no 8 here. That only leaves that one square where an 8 can go. 4 and 6 are at the ends now, but we don't quite know which one is which just yet. Now we can say this 6 blocks this square here, so 6 goes there, and the last number to fit there is 7, so we'll put 7 there. Getting messages on my wrist, okay. 7 blocking across this 7 blocks this row, so no 7 allowed there. 7 goes here. Now there's only one number left to get. If you've only got one number, you can always get it. If you look through and you don't see a 1, well, that's got to be a 1. And now in this column, there's only one number to get. And we have a 1, 2, we don't yet have a 3, so we know that that's a 3 there. This 3 now blocks across this row, this 3 blocks across this row, and this 3 blocks up here. So we can place a 3 in that square there. Oh look, there's only one number missing in this block. 1, 2, it's a 3, so we can put the 3 there. We will take that 3 and bring it down this column here, and 3 blocking across here, and so we know 3's got to go there. There are two numbers missing up here, 1 and 6. But we still don't know which is which, so we still can't put in these numbers. So again, we have to move somewhere else. Let's see what's missing down here. 1 and 8. Do we have any 1s or 8s up or down here that we can say which is which? No, we don't. So we have to look somewhere else. And this is how the game goes. What we can say is there's 7 blocking across here, 7 blocking across here, 7 all the way down here. So we now know, we didn't before, but we now know that that is a 7. Okay, so generally as we get down to the fewer numbers, it generally gets easier, but there's also, you still have to think, hard about how what else has to be done. Okay, we don't yet have a 5 in this block down here, and this 5 blocks both of these squares here, leaving only that place there for a 5. And now we can see 5 blocking down this column, 5 blocking down here, and 5 blocking across here, means that we have to put 5 there. This 2 blocks down here, and this 2 blocks across here. We don't yet have a 2 in this bottom right hand block, so we place our 2 there. And we can do our 3 number trick up here about the 3 numbers missing. If we see what's missing, do we have a 1? No. Do we have a 2? No. Do we have a 6? No. So 1, 2 and 6 have to be in these 3 squares, but look down here, 6 and 2 are both in this column, so we know that that's got to be a 1. And now that we know that this can't be a 1. 1 goes here, and the last number to get in this block is an 8, so we put that in there. This 1 blocks down here, giving us a 1 here, and now 1 blocking this square means a 1 must go there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This number is a 6. 1, 2, 3. Missing numbers here are 4 and 8. This time we can tell because we have a blocking 8 here. So 8 goes there, 4 goes here. This 4 blocks along here, this 4 blocks along here, giving us a 4 here. Or you could just simply count through 1, 2, 3, and you'll find 4 is missing. By the way, you will often find many ways to come up with exactly the same number, and that's a good thing about Sudoku. 4 blocking up here, 4 blocking up here gives us a 4 at the top. Or you could just say we have 4 missing from this column, and this 4 blocks this square. Same conclusion though. 6 is the last number to get in this column, so we'll block it here. We'll put it in here, I should say. Not block it, put it in here. We don't have a 6 in the top row yet. This 6 means that that can't be a 6. So 6 must go here. And if you look along here, you won't find a 1. So we know that a 1 goes there. Then this 1 blocks down this column. And this 1 blocks this square. So 1's got to go there. There's 1 number missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't have an 8 yet. So the 8 goes here like this. This 8 blocks this square. This 8 blocks this square. So an 8's got to go there. Down here, what's missing? 2 and 5. Okay, so this 5 here means this can't be 5. So 5 goes there, 2 goes there. One number missing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't have a 6 yet. 6 goes here. One number missing either in this block or in this column, but whichever it is, it's the same. And we'll find it's a 2 when we count through. One number missing in this block or this column, same thing. When we count through, we'll find what it is, and we start looking for the first number, 1, and we don't see it, so we know that's a 1. 2 numbers to get. 1. We don't have a 2 yet, but we have an intersecting 2 here, so 2's got to be here. 3, 4, 5. We don't have a 6. We know that's our last number, and we check our grid to make sure that we haven't made any mistakes, because believe me, if you are a beginner at Sudoku, you are going to make mistakes, and probably a lot of them, and you will not often be able to tell why. It's like, why on earth did I make that mistake, or how did that happen? It's a frustrating game like that. Okay, so that's the end of our easy level Sudoku today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have the urge, please learn lots and lots of Sudoku. It's a wonderful game, really enjoyable at every level, from easy to impossible. Okay, thank you. Please subscribe to the channel too, and I hope to see you again. Bye bye.